Ever since I was a baby, I was a driver. I was born without a sense of smell. It's the only thing I had in my life to keep myself sane is speed. Some say I only have to drive for one thing: driving. I swear this review's not biased. It's not biased. I might be just a tad bit biased. So Baby Driver is the new film by Edgar Wright, and Edgar Wright so far has done Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, At World's End, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. 4 movies which are some of my favorite movies of all time. So, you know, and Edgar Wright's probably my favorite director working in Hollywood right now. So I was very, very excited for this movie to come to theaters. In fact, this has definitely been on my most anticipated list. But even with it being on my most anticipated movies, I had a little bit of apprehension going into it, just because certain trailers and stuff portrayed it as very serious and kind of a little bit of a different tone than some of Edgar Wright's previous work. And I was wondering if we'd still see that, you know, creative editing style and that, you know, that awesome sense of creativity that Edgar Wright's brought us in all of his movies so far. But this is where I couldn't have been more wrong, because even though I was right, it is a little bit more serious than some of his previous work. Baby Driver is fantastic for that reason. This shows the range that Edgar Wright has, other than just the slapstick comedy stuff or just the crazy out there comic book style of Scott Pilgrim. He takes an action movie and turns it into a semi-musical almost. It's pretty out there. This movie centers around Ansel Elgort's character, Baby, who, after being in a car accident when he was younger, has tinnitus, which leaves ringing in his ears. And the only way to drown it out is to play music. And the catch is, he also is the best getaway driver for Kevin Spacey's character for the constant bank robberies and stuff they pull off. He's the go-to getaway driver. This is where Edgar Wright really lets his creativity shine, because all the music lines up with all the action scenes so well. So if a song is playing while a car chase is going and the song speeds up, the cars will speed up. If the song stops, the brakes will be pushed. If the song takes a cool groove, then the cars will drift around the corner. Everything lines up so perfectly. There's even one sequence in the movie where there's this awesome, just balls to the wall gunfight that is set to the song Tequila. Yeah, like da 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 da. Yeah, like that song. And all the gunshots go off to the rhythm of the music. It's absolutely bananas. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, and it's like super creative. And like I said, this is almost a musical action movie where, you know, none of the characters are singing and dancing, but everything's so syncopated with the music that the music is a character in this movie. You can really tell that all the music tracks in this movie were picked out before the scenes, like the action sequences, were even planned, because they're so well syncopated to the rhythm of the music that, you know, Edgar Wright was like, okay, I want this song here, and I want, when this, you know, when this drum section comes in, I want this to happen, and when this happens, it is so well synced up to the movie. It's just, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's awesome to watch unfold. On top of that, all the acting is top notch. You got Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey, Jon Hamm, Ansel Elgort, and a few others in here that you'll probably recognize that just really sell their parts. Even though their characters are like really over the top, kind of quirky, there's all these great like just long monologues, like Quentin Tarantino style monologues, where the characters just spit off these one-liners, and it just makes it so interesting. Like, you're just so focused even when there's not a lot of action on screen, and that's really strong, and it really helps sell the movie. And the story in this movie is not the most complicated thing that you've ever seen on screen. I mean, basically Ansel Elgort, his character Baby, he starts falling for a girl, and he decides he wants to leave the bank robbing lifestyle, but he's having a hard time getting away from it. And, you know, certain characters come into play, and then that's when there's the conflict. And, you know, it's kind of predictable. I will say, though, that the third act of this movie was very unpredictable for what at least I was expecting. I didn't expect it to go down the way it did, but that may have been the one flaw with the movie, too, is that by the end of the movie, when the third act climax reveals itself, it starts to go on just a tad bit too long, maybe like 10 minutes too long. Because once you know what's going to happen, it just kind of plays with that for a while, and it just goes on just a tad bit too long. But that's really a nitpick, because that's really the only bad thing I could say about this movie. I enjoyed this movie so much. Baby Driver is definitely a film I'm going to be watching over and over. When it comes to Blu-ray, over and over. I'll probably go to the theater to see it a few more times. And I've got to say, it's the best movie I've seen this year. So, I mean, I'm going to have to do it. Baby Driver is a 10 out of 10 for me. And yeah, that's kind of high, and I am a little bit biased with this. Edgar Wright, like I said, is my favorite. But I mean, even if I was to nitpick it, like, I would only bring it down to like maybe a 9.8, and that would just be nitpicking it. I don't even think that's fair, because this movie, by the end of the year, we will still be talking about this movie. It is just that good. And I think you really need to get out and see this in theaters. It's a movie you're going to want to see in theaters. And you're going to want to tell your friends about it, and you're going to have a lot to say about it. Or, I mean, you may not like it as much as I did, maybe not, but you cannot deny how great some of those action sequences with the music and everything is, and I'm just so excited about this movie. You got to go see it. So Baby Driver is a 10 out of 10. Hey. Yeah, so Baby Driver, what did you think about it? Comment below and let me know. And like I always say, if you like the video you saw here today, like, comment, subscribe. Also check out some stuff I've been doing for WTF Gamers Only YouTube channel. You can just go on YouTube and search WTF Gamers Only. It should pop up. Me and my wife started a new show over there, so check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching.